and shit. Okay.
I be up in the
Yeah.
you really rocking for the Lord. No, so Bill Cosby 1000% deserves to go to jail. Like, it's just what it is.
He's gonna die in jail if he goes.
He is gonna die in jail, and you know what? That's a bullet I'm just ready to bite. That's just what it is, because at this point, it's like, fuck it.
We'll never see the Cosby Show on TV ever again. This is crazy.
First, they pulled it initially when the rumors first came, or the allegations first came up.
But I think it was certain networks that were still kind of playing it though.
Well, they all pulled it at first off of like the heat, and then I think like Bounce TV brought it back, and then TV One I think brought it back. I think those were the only two playing it, but they were playing that shit like a lot. Like TV One was playing it for like 4 hours a night, some shit. Like it was like a nice little block of Cosby Show. But then after whenever this thing came out, whatever time it was last week, like they pulled all of the episodes, which I figured was going to happen. My problem is that they pulled them and then put on episodes of the Hughleys. I said, who the fuck want to watch the Hughleys? Like, y'all can find some other better black shit to put on.
The Hughleys was a decent show, my brother.
Decent, not good. Decent is like, cafeteria food in prison. You're like, oh, this is decent. Like, I'll eat it. But
so would you rather have Bernie Mac?
Bernie Mac will suffice. Bernie Mac is okay.
What other black shows could they bring back on TV?
Literally anything. Not even back.
Because I kind of get tired of watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I knew he was going to say that. No. Yeah. For some reason,
I like it, but it's like
because niggas act like Fresh Prince really just came on yesterday. Like it's to the point where I had the box set.
Y'all need to put New York Undercover on as much possible.
Okay, valid.
New York Undercover was a good show.
That is valid. Shout out to Dick Wolf.
Yes, that was
making it happen since '99.
Shout out to Malik Yoba. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
about. But yeah, so back to Bill Cosby. I'm just like, I want him to go to jail because I feel like if what he's done is true, which I think it is because he's openly admitted to it, then he needs to go to jail. I just hope that energy is carried across racial lines when it comes to the Harvey Weinsteins, the Donald Trumps, the Matt Lauers. And I know it's not, but in my mind, I would like it to be like that. But then I'm also thinking about the timing of everything because we first heard about Bill Cosby like 2 years ago. It's been a minute since.
No, it's been longer than 2 years.
So even better, making my argument even stronger. So like the fact that it's been so long that we've been hearing about this, and it's just happening now, like in May of 2018. Maybe these other things have to go. Two things. I feel like maybe these other things have to go their proper trajectory so they can get to that point. But then also, I'm thinking, with this being such a big case and him being such a big person, I feel like it might be doomsday for a lot of these other niggas. Because the same thing happened with the Me Too movement.
But is it because other people were getting paid off? Or like I know Bill O'Reilly was paying people off.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Trump was paying people off.
Absolutely. But I think
Matt Lauer and Harvey Weinstein, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure Harvey was playing people. He already took a loss anyway because he had to basically sell his company.
Pretty much. But I think it also goes to the accuser's point. So I think if there's no accuser that actually goes the full way of taking it to trial, I think, don't quote me on that because I'm definitely did not go to law school. But I think one of the accusers have to like really be running with the case. But then for Bill's case, there was different women the whole time. So I'm not too sure about that.
It was different women the whole time.
But it was still the same case. Yeah. So then maybe that's not true.
I think it was like one or two primary people that was like really adamant about seeing this way all the way through.
Yeah. So, and the fact that happened almost 30, 40 years ago, ideally.
Which bothers me. I get it, but that bothers me too.
Yeah.
That it was so long ago.
Yeah. But then again, that's also the point that where maybe the fact that happened 30 years ago and he's being convicted, for the people like Matt Lauer and Harvey Weinstein, where shit would just happen in,
yesterday,
72 hours ago, it really might be doomsday for them. But one more thing.
Okay.
So I feel like, excuse me, wow, this change of weather is really fucking me up. Oh, it's been a bitch in New York today. Like, it was raining, it was cold, but it was like hot over the weekend. I'm over it. But in any event, and not to compare apples to oranges, but I feel like what Bill Cosby did to some people will be viewed as worse because he was drugging people and then putting people under the influence, which is still bad, just as bad as general sexual harassment. But I feel like when you put someone in like that, sedated state, it makes it much more worse, as opposed to, this is going to sound so bad, but as opposed to like a tap on the ass or like, an unwanted comment, just because it's still sexual assault, but I feel like it's like sexual assault like 2.0. Like, it's a different level of that shit. So
I honestly, I didn't see that this was going to go this far. You know why? Because I don't know the law like that, but I thought there was statute of limitations with certain cases.
I thought so too, but
I was like,
maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know, cause especially with
you better watch what y'all say on Twitter talking about back in 01. Okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. That shit didn't have you thinking twice. Because this was this was actually a retrial. So
yeah,
the first time, and that's crazy that somebody was that adamant. They had like, we're going back to trial again for appeal.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yep. And you know who's next on my list? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And the thing with this is that it wasn't only for money. It was like also for,
I think, principle
and like justification to explain like, yo, this guy is actually a real asshole. And not to only say it, Bill has kind of always been an asshole to the culture anyway.
Oh, most definitely.
He wasn't for us really.
Telling a young black man like pull your pants up, which I do agree with, but like the way he was delivering it. I think somebody on Twitter was like, he basically came to Spelman and like shitted on them for like the first 40 minutes of his what's it called when you give a speech? His keynote speech. He's always been on some fuck shit. So.
But he always had this presence about, now that you think about it, like and then the Cosby Show was like a great show, but off that, if you ever looked at his comedy and the way he like kind of talked to people, just in bits or whether it was stand up, he had this elitist type of attitude.
He's always been very elitist,
and that's because a lot of these other these schools, like, they held him at a great regard because of all his accomplishments.
Bill Cosby, like,
Bill Cosby, and they was calling him Dr. Cosby. Come to find out, he don't have no fucking doctor's degree. Like, he have all. They was just handing these shits out to him, like, oh, he's here's a doctorate from Spelman. Here's a doctorate from Bevy Smith School. Here's a doctorate from Fully Loaded. Like,
right.
They was taking them shits back like Skittles.
Pretty much.
It's like,
actually, we're going to just grab that back. There's a recall on a doctorate, so we're just going to take that back.
This motherfucker had 9 doctorates from went to no school. What school did he go to? Can we find that out?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I also, again, like, and this, again, of course, I don't have to explain to y'all.
Could you watch the Cosby Show again and actually kind of separate the...
I was able to do the scenes that he wasn't in, which are far and few, but there's a couple of episodes, like, where the episode at Stevie Wonder's studio, it's one of my favorite episodes, and I love that he's like in it, but he leaves, but like the good part of the studio session he's not there for, so that I can still watch. So there's like a couple moments where I can get down with. I could actually still watch it because I don't see I understand the severity of his guilt and what he did and his actions. But is that I don't see it in the screen, if that makes any sense. Because you're not watching Bill Cosby, you're watching Heathcliff Huxtable. Yeah, right, yeah. Which, is now going to be problematic to my next point. Sorry. So he actually went to Temple University, which I feel like I knew. That's in Philadelphia. Yeah, Pennsylvania, yeah. But yeah, never went for any doctorate program. So that nigga is Bill Cosby. That's your name, player. Bill Cosby. But yeah, so to my next point, which is now bad because that is ideally us separating art from artists. But who needs to get the fuck up out of here next? R.Kelly? Y'all boy Robert. All right, so let me talk to you about this. So I saw this. See, fuck, the Cosby Show was just so good. Robert. Anyway. So I saw this on Twitter today, and it was like, hold on, let me read this for you right now. Hold on, guys. Got some news for you guys. When y'all get a chance, go to Bill Cosby's Wikipedia page. Here's a picture of him as a basketball player in 1957. This nigga look weird. His form all fucked up. He looks so weird. I wish I could just turn this around and show it to you, but I don't think you'll be able to see it. But don't he look weird? Oh god! Like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck? Like, he looked like. I mean, this is a bad segue, but not related. Like to Sammy Davis. Sammy Davis is not. Who the fuck? Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah. No, and this is in no way me segueing these 2 points together. But he looks like somebody that just never got no play in high school. Like, he looked like a cornball. He probably was, and that probably is, unfortunately influenced his. A lot of these influencers and actually people who are elite-esque or like notoriety names, they really weren't nobodies back in the day. Loser, lame-o. Yeah, they just lame-o. But they got the breakthrough. Pretty much. So this coming from OK Player, I read this article today, is that the women of color of the #Time's Up movement are calling for the music industry and corporations to mute R.Kelly once and for all. So there's a movement now with #Time's Up, which is now forcing.
means time's up, I guess, for everybody. Time's up.
Get your ass up out here. Get his ass up out the paint.
And their movement is now to hashtag mute R.Kelly. And this is really funny because you know what?
Ben muted that nigga. Ben muted him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been several cookouts. There's been several barbecues for the last. I'm not even gonna hold you. Last 15 years that we've known that R. Kelly possibly have peed on somebody or peed on some girls.
And 15 is generous.
And that's a generous number for me. I'm telling you. That we still play this shit at the cookout. Like
I'm still stepping in the name of love.
Like my grandmother still in the house. I said she not turning that shit off.
I know it's somebody's birthday in here tonight. Somewhere. Not here. Cut that shit off, all right? And I know. No, first of all, don't be at a party with me because I will look you over right in your face and be like, oh, you dancing to this? Oh, you like this? You appreciate this?
You fucking. Let you be on the boat riding that shit. Come
on. Let me. I promise you. I will be stank faced all 7.5 minutes of that shit.
That is fucking Electric Slide
because
Volume 2.
Fuck R. Kelly.
Yo, really, fuck R. Kelly. And we should have known because Aaliyah had no business. AJ number
15.
You remind me of my Jeep.
And this nigga has daughters and had a wife.
You remind me of my Jeep. If my brother ever fucking what? Yo, y'all niggas be wildin', son.
I don't understand it. And
you know what? I'm gonna sit here and say I'm a part of the problem because you know what? We've been fucking tooting to this shit, beating to this shit with who was that? Toot.
Yeah. Running my hands through my fro. Yeah, I'm familiar. I know what you're talking about.
But I'm not gonna hold you. We have to put this. Trapped in a Closet was fucking.
No,
phenomenal.
He's a musical genius. I'm not gonna rob him of
Trapped
that.
in a Closet was. I was locked and loaded for that.
But I just feel like I just can't do it. Like somebody on my Facebook posted the other day.
But as of recently, it's gotten real weird because they've been stories of him running a cult in his house.
Yeah.
And his ranch or his home.
Yeah, in like his basement.
Like, all right.
And multiple women being like, yeah, like when so many, I mean now women, but at the time they were girls, spoke out and were like, when I met R. Kelly, he picked me up at some after school something, or he was like outside my high school and he took me back to his house and he gave me this cell phone and he's giving these girls like fucking burnout phones. So they're like, a track phone.
Right.
You can only call him and that's it. There's no 911. There's no camera on it. Like this nigga's really out here like wilding out. And people kind of just like, but we want to step in the name of love, but it's a backyard party. I'm like, fuck all that shit. Like one of my friends on Facebook the other day posted, and she was like, just because Bill Cosby is some shit does not mean y'all gonna attack R. Kelly. Y'all better leave my man the fuck alone. Crying emojis, laughing emojis, whatever. And then she closed it out with, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And this came from a woman who has a daughter. I was like,
no, we need to hit the reset button because we've all fucked up. Let me tell you, we didn't talk about this on this show, and it's like not that is we're steering too far off topic, but. I don't know. I think it was about 2 months ago, a month ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, a little while ago. It was in the first quarter. Fox News held this. They aired this special of the interview of OJ, where he's basically.
Oh yeah.
Well, if I did it. And was like, what? Nigga?
We didn't talk about that here?
We didn't. I don't think we talked about that.
Because I remember he let out that fucking creepy-ass laugh.
And we were like, hold on, nigga. Black people don't fucking ever talk about if we did it crimes. Like, ain't no if we did it. If we didn't get
because I didn't do it.
Because if I did do it, I'm not speaking about that shit or addressing it ever again.
You'll be on camera in the same outfit you wearing right now. I'm like, that's not me. No, that wasn't me. That
was not me. He's like, well, let's just say if I did do it. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? So that that brought to me like, yo, we've really been championing for black people in the wrong spirit, in the wrong way, because you know what? We be giving our own people a pass, because I get that we've been like given disadvantages and the wrong opportunities, or like taking advantage of, just neglected and just abused.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we need to put our foot down when our own people are doing wrong and keeping ourselves at a level standard of like having some type of integrity.
Calling niggas to the carpet.
Exactly, having some integrity. And that goes for all of them. That goes for Kanye Black Ass too this week.
Wait, sorry, before we get to Kanye, the thing about OJ
and
is that I feel like
Stacey Dash.
Oh no, fuck her. No, that
all these niggas out with the trash. We need to get this reset button quick.
But I feel like the thing with OJ is the reason why a lot of blacks let him ride with that shit was because that was like right after Rodney King riots, and like, you know, black people